like some blotting papers. My god. Okay, I'm ready. I'm the future. I have my own TV show. Who would watch me and do nothing? Play with my cats. Hey Glam Gang, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marley if you are new, and if not, y'all are finally getting to know me. Well, I'm finally doing this thing. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that little bell so you guys can know when I upload, which is, I mean, I've been very consistent lately. It's kind of crazy. And then I'm also doing a Q&A. I've asked my Instagram peeps, guys asked me so many questions. Start with just like you know, the basics, and then I'll start to answer you guys' questions. So we'll start with Marley is not my real name. I feel like that's kind of like obvious. Marley is a nickname that I gave myself. When I first made Twitter back in like 2009, literally like 10 fucking years ago, I made my name Marley Doll, and then I changed it to Marley Mitch, and in high school my nickname was Mitch, and then people just started calling me Marley, so I just, you know, kind of just went along with it. And Marley comes from, well, really essentially two reasons. Marley being Bob Marley. Bob Marley is like my favorite person who ever lived. He's like literally like my personal Jesus. My real name is not my real name. I want to stop saying that. The name that my parents gave to me was Michelle Diane. It's like a compound name, kind of like Mary Kate. And it's not that I don't dislike my name, I just feel like Marley kind of suits me better. Oh, and Marley also is like Morticia and Harley Quinn. If you just like merge them together, you get a Marley. So, and I feel like that's just me. It's kind of just like me just creating and reinventing myself. People who don't know me as Marley, like they kind of just like, why do people call you Marley? And I'm just like, they just do. I don't know. Like, but I do use Michelle like professionally. Like if I'm at a gig, I will introduce myself as Michelle, especially if I'm with my agency. It's just, you know, I don't know, I guess, whatever. My real name is Michelle. You can call me Michelle if you want. Do I prefer Marley? Yeah, but I'm not going to, it's not like, you know, a big deal. Yeah, I feel like I like drag that. I am from Woodbridge, Virginia. Woodbridge, Virginia is like a small suburban town. I'm about, well, I was about maybe like 45 minutes outside of DC. I was born and raised there. People always think I'm like from LA or New York. I'm not. I wish I was. Or just somewhere like cooler. I don't know. Like, but I don't. I used to really hate where I was from, but now I love it. You know, you always, when you get older, you just have appreciation from where you're from. Growing up in Virginia was, I mean, it was pretty normal. My parents are from Ghana, so, you know, but we weren't like a traditional African family. My mom and dad kind of, you know, clearly they couldn't discipline me enough. So yeah, they pretty much let me do what I wanted to do, within reason. When I was younger though, they were kind of strict. It was just school, you know, get good grades, go to church, sing in the church, be in church plays. I went to like Christian private schools where they just treated me so bad. It got really bad. And then the last private school that I went to, I literally like begged my mom, like, you cannot leave me here. So then I went to public school, and I really loved school. Yeah, so yeah, I pretty much got good grades all throughout school until like 10th grade, and that's when I started to my favorite subjects in school were literature and history. Those are two still of my favorite. Like, I love poetry, I love just writing in general, and I love history. So what else can I say? My dad is like literally the definition of a Rolling Stone. He moved to India, he moved to fucking Switzerland, Germany, and then he finally like came to America, and then my mom was like, oh, you finally in America? Let me pack my overnight bag. And so she she came to America and with one suitcase, and she's been here ever since. And yeah, and they're both still together. My parents are older, like my mom I believe is almost 60 and my dad is turning 70. I'm their oldest child. I do have an older sister that my mom took care of when she was younger, but technically she's not my mother's child. I'm my mom's first child. I have a younger sister and a younger brother, so I guess let's start answering questions. I'll scroll all the way down. How long have you been an MUA? How did you get started? Oh, this is a good question. I've been a makeup artist, I guess, professionally since 2013. So what is that? Seven years I've been a makeup artist. I've always had a love for makeup. I've always had a love for like beauty and glamour. Even when I was like still like a tomboy or whatever, I would always just love makeup. It was like an art to me, and I consider myself like a true artist. Like everything I do is like art. But of course, you know, it all comes from somewhere. My mom is like pretty much the most elegant, sophisticated person that I knew. Not so much anymore, to keep it real. You know, she's older, she's almost 60, she works, she takes care, you know, but me and her both, like, we can definitely clean up very nicely. Like if we both have somewhere really nice to go, like, yeah, it's not up for debate like how glam we can get. But just growing up like in the slums of the suburbs, there's only so much that you could do, you know. Like I remember my mom going to like the dollar store and getting like a black eyeliner, getting a mascara, and getting a lipstick, and just watching her get ready, and she would put it on like it was Chanel, you know. She would just she'll just like put on a lipstick and be like, oh, I love this color, and I would just like, you know, just watch her, and I'd be like, I want some, literally being like 3 years old, like asking my mom to put lipstick on me, and then she would just like take her finger and just like put a little bit, so I would like shut up. So yeah, so just watching her get ready and just, you know, just feeling her vibe and her essence of how makeup would feel on her, that always, you know, stuck with me. For Christmas, I always got some sort of like makeup palette. But I didn't really start wearing makeup until maybe 7th grade. 7th grade is when I was like, the emo started to come out. So I would just take a black pencil, and I would kind of like what I would do today, but just like disgusting. I would just take a black pencil and then take my finger and like smudge it. Or I would take a black pencil and like try to do a wing, and it would be fucking terrible. I guess that's how that started. And then in high school, CoverGirl was like the thing, and I remember when CoverGirl, they would make these 3 little like pan eyeshadow things, and I would wear each single color kind of like a 1 2 3, and I would do an eyeliner that was just, oh my god, it was horrific. So I just always wore makeup. I had a little CoverGirl compact that was not in my shade, and I would wear that, and I would wear makeup every day, especially on like, because I was a cheerleader in high school, so on game days I would get like extra glam, put on makeup for my friends on my cheerleading team. I would like do their hair, and like it was just fun. Anytime like we had a sleepover, we would always like have like a glam session. Makeup was not something that I wanted to do. I wanted to be a lot of things. Like when I was a little girl, I always wanted to be like a singer, actress, just like a star, like a pop star. I was like obsessed with Spice Girls and Janet Jackson and Britney Spears and shit like that. So yeah, I always thought that like that was like, you know, was gonna be my career. I would like sing in church, I would sing. I went to a private Christian school and I would sing there, and so I always thought that that's what my life would be. But as I got older, I became more obsessed with like reading and literature, and I wanted to be a writer. And I was going to, this was like my plan. I wasn't allowed to watch Sex and the City, but I would always find a way to watch it. Or my mom would just, if she would be watching it, she would just like, you know, I would just sit and like act like I had something to tell her, and the next thing I knew, she would just like let me watch it. My mom is just very gullible like that. So I remember just watching Sex and the City and be like, wow, like this is, I want to be Carrie Bradshaw, like still do in a way. So I was going to be a journalist. I was going to intern for Nylon. If you guys remember Nylon magazine, I remember in high school that was like the thing, like the Tumblr days. I was going to intern for Nylon and just slowly work my way up to Vogue. I was gonna, you know, write movies and plays and books, and just like I just had so many ideas. And unfortunately life, well, not unfortunately, because I love what I do right now, but life just, I'm guessing that that just wasn't my path to take at that time. So I kind of long story short, I was going to, because high school was a complete fucking mess. I didn't even know I was going to graduate fucking high school till 2 days before graduation. The principal literally called my mom and was like, your daughter is not going to graduate because she cannot get her shit together. Her and my mom, I'm guessing I get this from her. My mom can talk anybody to do anything, and so my mom had to talk with the principal, which is just so like, I don't even think anybody knew this at the time. My mom had to talk with the principal. I don't know, maybe she bribed her. I have no clue, but next thing I knew, I was fucking graduating. So where is that going? Oh, so I couldn't go to the college that I wanted to go to because I wanted to go to VCU, because that's where like all my friends are going, and that was like the journalist, you know, it was just like an indie, like hipster school that like I literally was there all the time for like college parties and stuff. So I went to community college right across the street, which was just like imagine going to the community college right across the street from your high school. Like, how depressing is that? So same thing with high school. I never went to class, would skip class, go smoke weed. And then I was taking, I think I was taking some fucking math class that I could not, it was literally like a foreign language to me. And I think my teacher was like Russian, and she had like this Russian accent that I literally could not understand her. One day, not one day because I always skip that class, but one day, me and my friend at the time, we took the class together. We decided to go, I don't know, maybe somebody hit us up for like a blunt or something. So we like went back to her house and we're flipping through channels and we're like, wait, is that Nova? Like, is that our school? And the fucking dude that sits behind me is walking out with handcuffs because this crazy ass motherfucker shot up the fucking math class. Sits behind me. Could you, the trauma, if I would have went to school that day, I would be in the fucking asylum. Like, shit like that cannot happen to me. And at first we were like, what the fuck? Like, we were like laughing because we were like high or whatever, and we were like, what the fuck, like that's crazy, da da da. But then like after maybe like a week or two, it really started to affect me, and I just could not go back to that school anymore. And yeah, so I was just like, what the fuck am I gonna do with my life? So I took a year off and I just worked, I hustled. My friend asked me to do her makeup, and I wasn't even really good at makeup then, so why people would think I was, I have no clue. A cosmetology school, Paul Mitchell, just opened up in my town, and it was just like, huh, like this is not something that I've thought about doing, but I'm good at it. How, I have no clue, but I'm good at it. So I went there just to tour the school, and me and the director, I guess, we got along really well, and she offered me a scholarship, which I ended up losing. It wasn't a lot of money, but I ended up losing it anyway because I went to South by Southwest. Yeah, but yeah, that's basically how I got started. And I've been obsessed with makeup ever since. Like in cosmetology school, I really applied myself. I really like focused. I mean, I treat makeup like a sport. Like, I train myself. I was going to be like the next fucking Pat McGrath. Like, I was gonna move to New York. I was gonna work in Mac Tyson's Corner, oh my god, Mac Times Square, and that was gonna be my ticket into Fashion Week, and I was gonna do all the fashion shows. So another long story short, I worked at from cosmetology school. How I was able to do this, I have no clue. I would go to school 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, and then after school I would work. I was a waitress at Outback Steakhouse, fucking disgusting place. I was a waitress from Outback Steakhouse, and then I needed to get a makeup job. And when you're in a small town, where the fuck were you gonna work at? So I got a job at Sephora in Springfield Mall. Sephora inside JCPenney, and then they were opening up the mall again, and they made a freestanding Sephora. So I was like, fuck, this is my chance. So I like secretly like didn't tell, because the makeup industry, like, you can't let people know your next move, because they, like, everybody, especially like that type of the MAC and the Sephoras and the Blue Mercuries, like, they all know each other. So like I secretly like applied, and I went in for the interview. I got the job, and I will say Sephora does give you such good training, especially on products. They show you how to take care of skin. Like, it's incredible, and I'm very grateful for we literally had a month of training before the mall opened, and I'm so grateful for that. I was inside Sephora JCPenney for maybe about 6 months, and then I went to Sephora freestanding for about a year. I was there, and then I got a job at MAC, and I was at MAC for about a year, and I started freelancing for Be Glammed, which is now Priv. I guess you could say it's like a makeup agency. They give you a gig. You can either go or you don't go. So yeah, so that's what I do now. And then with Priv, I mean, depending on where you are, like when I worked in LA, I did the Tonys, I did the Grammys, I did the Golden Globes, I mean, it was phenomenal. So if you are a makeup artist, I would highly recommend looking into Be Glammed or Priv. No, it's Priv now. Or like Glam Squad, those types of things. Like, I mean, Paris Hilton even uses Priv. Like it's amazing. It's incredible. So yeah, so that's another thing that I dragged. That's how I got started into being a makeup artist. And I want people to know that, like, being a makeup artist is literally 80% hard work. I think with anything in this, because essentially it's your business, and it's 80% hard work and 30% glamour. Is that the right math? Yeah. You have to reinvest for your kit. You have to make sure that your shit is together. When you leave the house, like, most of my bookings used to come from people just seeing me in my glam and be like, oh, you do makeup? Can you do my makeup? And it would kind of be on like I want to be your friend, but I also would like for you to do my makeup. So it's kind of just like, you're your own billboard. And I feel like that doesn't get talked about enough. Like, you have to work hard. You have to train. Like, I didn't know shit about makeup. I just so happened to look at it as an art thing, and I would apply myself every single day. I would do a wing, wipe it off, and do it again until like the wing came out perfect. So use that information as you will. Okay. Woo. Okay, I promise not to talk too much. That was just because, makeup is like my life. So who was your favorite fictional goth character? Ooh, probably Morticia. Morticia, or probably Vampira. I might have to go with Vampira because she is the OG. And she just, I mean, without Vampira, there would be no Elvira. There would be no Morticia. There would be nothing. And just like what an icon. Between Vampira or Morticia, for sure. How you got into the alternative goth style? So I got my glamour from my mom, and definitely like the more like rocker style from my dad. My dad loves rock and roll. He is a rock and roll fanatic. I mean, I grew up listening to Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix, fucking Black Sabbath. Oh my god. Fucking Ozzy Osbourne. You know, regular kids had the boogeyman. I had Ozzy Osbourne. When I tell you I was terrified of that man, he bit the head off of a bat. And just how he would talk, and I'd be like, Dad, why does he talk like that? And he was like, 'cause he's crazy, he's gonna get, like my dad, he just like plays like that. He's like, he's gonna come, he's gonna get you. And I would be like shaking. I just loved, I mean, that's the music that I grew up on. I was not allowed to listen to rap music, hip hop music, any of that rap, trap, none of that. I used to, oh my god, I remember 7th grade, my friend played Bone Thugs and Harmony, and I was like obsessed. And I would have to go to her house and listen to it because I was not allowed to listen to that. Let me say this. Rap music, I would know because I listen to rap music all the time. It is degrading, especially to women, especially to black women. And I'm guessing for him, he just didn't want me to look at myself that way. My parents kind of built me up to be like this like prim, proper etiquette princess. So to see your little, you know, princess listening to fucking Ja Rule, you're gonna be like what are you doing? My dad still to this day wears leather jackets and like band t-shirts. So I mean, I guess it was just, you know, that to me is just like normal. But mostly through music, whatever I saw, I would try and do. I remember Hayley Williams for the Crush music video. She had red and orange hair, and I wasn't gonna do orange, but I definitely wanted to do the red with the bangs. Yeah, that didn't look so well either. But I think it's just something that I just grew up on. And so like when people sometimes when they call me a poser, I'm like, I knew what this shit was before you were even born, so shut up. How do you come up with the ideas for your makeup? Because it's so awesome. Oh, thank you. The ideas for my makeup, mostly just what I like, what inspires me, and mostly just me. Like I know I've said before, I'm like my own muse, and it really just comes from the heart. It comes from just my creative aspect. And I always think about like, I like to think of myself like, yeah, I say I'm a true artist, but I'm also like a storyteller. And I'm always like, what story am I telling? I give everything a theme. I give it a name. I give it a essence. I give it a, you know, I give it power. And that's really what I do for like, for everything. Every look has a name. Every glitter has its own world. And I don't know. I wish because I get that question a lot, but I don't really know how to answer that. It just comes from my mind, I guess. I don't know, like, but it also stems from, it's like I feel like with each collection or each whatever, I feel like I'm dropping like a book or an album. You know what I mean? It's very, there's a lot of things that go into it. And like with my Love and Despair collection, that all stemmed from just my past relationships, like toxic, jealousy, agony, erotic. Like that all just comes from me being in relationships and things like that. So I think that's the end of that. Any languages you want to learn? So I'm currently relearning French because I didn't take it seriously in high school. And French is like the language of my people. Oh my god, I didn't even tell you. Oh, so my ethnicity, this video is all over the place. My ethnicity, we'll start from like top to bottom. I am Benin and Togo, Ghanaian, Nigerian, Mali, I guess Mali. So just basically West Africa. So I'm basically West African. Like when people ask me, I just say that I'm Ghanaian, or I'll say I'm West African. But I'm also Norwegian, French, and German. So in Mali, people speak French, and Benin and Togo, people speak French. And my mom also, she spoke French as well. I always like was just drawn to like French, and like I was like obsessed with like the French Renaissance and all that stuff. But yeah. So yeah, so I'm relearning French. I can barely speak English. I should have took Spanish because my babysitter, my nanny, she was El Salvadorian, so I could speak it a little bit, but not, you know, I kind of just want, I think like French was like the artsy, you know, language. So yeah, so I'm relearning French. Would you ever do like a ghost story makeup video? Tell us your paranormal experiences. I don't really, I know this is probably gonna shock people, but I don't really believe in ghosts. I feel like when you die, you're just dead. I know that's like really morbid, but I do believe in energy, and I do believe that energy doesn't die. So maybe your spirit is what you feel when you enter, you know, when you enter, say like your grandma died and you go to your grandma's house and you can still feel her. I feel like you still feel her energy. But do I believe that you saw your grandma sitting, you know, at the kitchen table? Not really. Unless you were like sleeping or dreaming or something. But I've never really had any weird paranormal things happen to me. When I was younger, me and my friends, we would like sneak into like haunted houses, because Virginia's kind of spooky if you really think about it. But we never really, I think if anything, we would like scare ourselves. But yeah, no. And I can't tell a story and do makeup at the same time. I can barely do my makeup and do my makeup at the same time. Which of your tattoos are your favorite? So I definitely want to do a tattoo tag. I think I want to finish, because I want to get all of this done, and then I'll probably do my tattoo tag. But my favorite tattoo is definitely my chest. I've had 4, maybe 5 people work on this chest. It's like the first thing that people see. I kind of wear it like a armor. It's like a, I don't know, but I really love it. I'm not going to talk about it. I'll wait till my tattoo tag. And then I also have a Gura tattoo, which is it was a matching tattoo with one of my high school best friends, and I miss him so much. So I'll talk about more about that. And what else is my other favorite tattoo? I think that's it. I don't really, like, I feel like when you get tattoos, eventually they just become a part of you. And it's so crazy when other people, they're such a big deal to other people, but like I literally live with them on me. They're a part of me. They're part of my flesh. They're here forever. So I don't really, I hope that makes sense. How did you start the idea for your business? Love you. Oh, I love you too. How did I start the idea for my business? Long story short, one day I was mixing glitters for a photo shoot. I had just ordered some glitters from, I forgot the name of the place, but I just ordered some glitters from somewhere and they just weren't doing it justice. So I made my very first glitter, which was Frankenstein. And I just bought like some Martha Stewart glitters and mixed purple and green and black together. And I was like, fuck, this is like so badass. I'm gonna name this Frankenstein. And I just like, you know, casually put it on Snapchat and I was just like Frankenstein. And not even thinking that like it totally looked like I was launching something instead of just like this is something that I just made, you know, just like creatively. And so I made Frankenstein, and then I made Bloodbath, and then I made Unicorn Blood, and then I made, you know what I'm saying, and then I just, next thing I knew, I had made 10 custom glitters that I was just gonna take to this photo shoot. And my fucking Snapchat blew up. Like, we wanna buy this? When are you releasing this? When is this going for sale? And I'm looking at my phone like, y'all want to buy this? Y'all want to buy these fucking Martha Stewart glitters? Are you joking? And I was just like, I don't have time for this. Like, between my social career and my, you know, makeup artist career, like I don't have time to be mixing glitters to sell them. And then finally, one person who, I'm not even gonna get into it because it was such a messy situation, but one person was just very persistent, and I was just like, okay, fine, I bought some like little containers, and I wrote, you know, like Frankenstein on the back of a little label and put it on, and I made it and I sold them to her. And I was like, wait a minute, like, y'all really want to buy this for real? Like, I was in complete disbelief. And next thing I knew, I was preparing a launch. I didn't even have a name for the set. I still don't I think I've named it like 20 different things. I just call it like the OG set. The only thing, I did make Sludge. I turned that into Batcave, and then Bloodbath is still the same. And I think that's it. And Frankenstein, which I need to wear on my channel soon. And then the rest are kind of just, I don't know what I want to do. But yeah, so, and then I remember, because I've had two business partners. She wasn't really a friend. I did her makeup once for a photo shoot, and you know, we quickly became friends, and she offered to help me with, you know, with everything. I guess, you know, she saw the potential in it, and it was just cool to like work on something with somebody, because at that time I was just in a very toxic friend group. And so it was just cool, you know. My friends at the time, I was just, you know, I was just the makeup friend. I was the glam friend, you know. It wasn't anything just serious. And it was so cool to see somebody like just believe in me and believe in my potential. So yeah, so then we started like getting ready for this fucking launch, and it was just such a moment. It was such a time, and I'll always just, even though me and her aren't friends right now, I'll always just be so grateful that she wanted to help me launch Glam Goth Beauty. At the time it was Glam in Goth, and then I changed it to Glam Goth Beauty. And I remember like getting like the bulk order of it. I invested altogether maybe like $400 into like that launch. And I remember getting the bulk order of unicorn blood. If I find the picture, I'm pretty sure the picture's on my Instagram. I'll pop it right here. Such just an OG picture of me, with like the chopped bang and the the wing liner. And I put it on my lips, and it's so crazy because like I was just so much more bolder back then. Now I just feel more chic, because I would never put that on my lips today unless like I was like doing a photo shoot or something. But I put it on my lips, and just the powerful feeling, just like the fulfillment that I got from wearing something that I created, I would never forget it. It was almost like I'm addicted to that feeling. And it just felt so good to know that I really sat and I applied myself. Somebody who I can barely focus on something for 10 fucking seconds, but when I sit down and I focus on something that I want to do and that I give a fuck about, it made me feel like I could do anything. And I think that anybody who has a business or wants to start a business knows that this shit is not easy, and this shit is not, yeah, it may look, you know, all fun and glamorous and all that stuff, but to sit down and invest a whole fucking paycheck, because at that time I wasn't big ballin', to invest a whole fucking paycheck on a chance, on a risk, hoping that people will buy it. You know, people may say that they want to invest or they want to buy it, but when it comes down to it, are they really? You don't fucking know. And to take a risk like that on the fucking internet, it wasn't like I was going to like a convention or something. Like, I launched them on the internet, and I'm here today 4 years later. Is crazy. It's a crazy concept, but you really just have to just like believe in yourself. You have to be your biggest cheerleader. You have to be your biggest motivation. Nobody's gonna do the work for you unless you are unless you have a Kris Jenner somewhere. Nobody's gonna do the work for you. You have to do everything. Bitch, I do everything. Anything that you see that I have, that's me. Like, I do everything. It's kind of I feel like a slave, bitch. Like, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, that's how I started my business. How did you get so confident with your style? Ooh, I get this question so much. I'm confident with my style because my style is me. I'm not trying to be something else. I'm not trying to be cool. I'm not trying to be trendy. I'm not trying to be this, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to be like an IG baddie. I'm not trying to be anything but me. I want to be iconic in my own right. And confidence is something that you just have to feel. And when you feel like a bad bitch, you look like a bad bitch. Like, period. There is no secret formula of you know, how to be a bad bitch, and not in my book. I go off of how I feel. Today I felt like doing a smoky eye. I felt like putting my hair up in this thing that I'm, you know, I can't help but to like touch. You just do what you feel, and if it feels right, you're gonna feel right and you're gonna feel good. Now, to say that, like, you know, I'm fully aware of how I look, how I am, how I come off, how I, you know what I'm saying, which can lead me to be very self-conscious. I come from a family where, you know, my family had a high social status. Even regardless of money, my family is they're just well-known people. And I was their, you know, firstborn daughter, and I had to represent the family. And even to this day, my mom, you know, I can do a smoky eye, but it better look good. You can wear what you want, but you just better look good. So it kind of just always left me in like a self-conscious, like I'm always touching something. And sometimes it'll take me forever to leave the house because I'm just like, this isn't right, this isn't right. Sometimes I just have to like remind myself that, like, who gives a fuck? People want to talk shit. Why do I care? Like, I had to reverse the I feel like I'm not making sense. I had to reverse the question of, why did they say this to me? Like, why are they looking at me? I had to reverse it into, why do I care? Why do I give a fuck about what that bitch has to say about me when she could never be this type of glam? Like, leave me alone. You just gotta you just gotta block it. Like, you have to do what you feel works for you. I can't say how I got confident. Maybe life, you know, I tried some things were great, some things were iconic, some things were a hot ass mess, but you kind of just create yourself as you get older. Who I am today at 28, almost 29, compared to who I was 10 years ago at 18. If you show me a picture of me when I was 18 where I thought I looked like a fucking, like, just like I used to think I was like the coolest person ever, I would look at that picture and want to throw up. So you're just gonna always just keep evolving, you keep glowing up, and you keep, you know, like, just work on yourself and uplift yourself, you know. I always I do have some traumas, and I do deal with anxiety, and I do deal with, you know, the same shit that everybody else deals with, but it's about how you react to them. And so when people, you know, call me like a poser, or they call me ugly, or they call me weird, I'm weird looking, I'm satanic, I'm this and I'm that, you kind of just gotta just let it like roll off and put it back into your art. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, bitches want to call me ugly, bitch, I'll show you ugly. And just, you know, just put it back into your glam, you know. And then at the end of the day, or in the morning when you're taking a shower, like, I'm weird like that. Like, I'll be in the shower just like, oh, water, just cleanse me of all the negativity that's being thrown my way. Like, just, you know, just what, like, just let it just go down the fucking drain. Like, I'm here, I'm a champion of my life. Like, I've been through some shit that other people would not be able to, like, still be standing here today, and that in itself is what gives me confidence. So I hope that answers your question. Ooh, who inspires you the most? myself. No, definitely my mom and dad, for sure. Even though, you know, we have our, you know, what family doesn't have their, you know, problems and things like that. My parents do really inspire me to come from another country, even though my mom and dad aren't from, you know, like a poor, you know what I'm saying, like, but we've had some fucking hard times, and just to see them get up every day and go to work is very inspiring to me. Like, and I'm pretty sure any person from any foreign person or someone born from an immigrant family knows that our parents work so hard. When you are not born in this country, you just have to move differently, and I learned that at a very, 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 very young age. So work wise, that's what inspires me, is definitely my parents. But and who inspires me the most? Yeah, my parents and myself. Constantly re-inspiring myself. I will look at a picture that I took like fucking a year ago and be like, damn, like I was onto something, and then like just you know what I'm saying, like reinvent that. And I always try to just keep on reinventing myself. Another person who inspires me a lot is Dita Von Teese. I actually got her book, Your Beauty Mark, and I knew we had a lot of things in common, but we have a lot of things in common. She's like from a small town, I'm from a small town. She reinvented herself into this glamour icon, and just from her imagination, and I feel like that in itself is amazing, and it's powerful, and it's beautiful. And yeah, who else? Beyonce inspires me a lot. I wasn't really, I mean, I was a fan of her when she was in Destiny's Child, but all the other, you know, stuff I wasn't really feeling. But now that she has like come into her own, iconic. Like, I am a Beyonce stan. Of course Rihanna, especially now that she you know, she is not doing music so much anymore, and she's just doing what she wants to do, and she's, you know, making lingerie for people of all sizes and shapes, and she's making beauty products for all skin tones. Like, that in itself is very inspiring, because this industry is fucked. This industry is fucked up. So to see her doing what she wants to do, even though it's not, you know, she has different investors and shit like that, but her creating all these different things is very inspiring. What was your thought process on your tattoos? They look amazing, by the way, and I love you. Oh, I love you too. My thought process on my tattoos is I am feeling impulsive. I need to do something to myself. I have never really thought about a tattoo, hence why they're so like random. But I will save all of that for my tattoo tag, I promise. What's your favorite season? Oh, fall, of course. I am a true fall baby. My birthday's on October 23rd, so literally the start of Scorpio season. My birthday's like a week before Halloween, so I came into the world during a time where shit was just spooked. Like, I truly love the fall. I love all the colors of the leaves. I do also love spring. In Virginia, it rains a lot during the spring, and that's when, you know, life is blooming. I don't hate summer, it's just really fucking hot, and that, you know, doesn't correlate really well with my glam. In winter I like when I don't have anywhere to go. If I have to leave the house during the winter time, I fucking hate the winter. But yeah, fall for sure, but you do that. Do you have a high or low pain tolerance? What do you think? I have a very high pain tolerance. Sometimes I like to test my pain tolerance sometimes. But I'm also just very impulsive. Like, I like to just, if I'm feeling just like revved up and I'm just like, I want to do this, and then I'll do it. But I'll pretty much do anything. No, let me not say that. Never broken a bone. I did pop my shoulder out of place. We were in cheerleading, we were learning how to do back handsprings, and I popped my shoulder out of place, and that's probably the worst pain that I've ever felt in my life. But I didn't like cry or anything, and I definitely didn't go to the hospital when I should have. I feel like pain is like mental, you know, like I will literally convince, like I was giving myself a Brazilian the other day and I got to like the labia part, TMI, but I got to the labia part and I kind of just was like, this doesn't hurt, this isn't gonna hurt, this isn't gonna hurt, and I just like ripped it, you know what I mean? Like it's all here. When did you know you were into goth and alternative culture? Like I said before, I've always kind of been alternative. I just never really maybe presented myself as such. I will say when it comes to goth, I remember in high school we were reading Edgar Allan Poe, and I guess that was kind of like my introduction, because I was like, what a fucking poet. Like this is dark, like this is like a horror movie in a book, right? So poetry in a sense, which, you know, you guys know I love poetry. Long story short, my friend died in cosmetology school, and it really just took me to a really dark place, and I started listening to the Smiths, and I mean hooked. And I just really dove into it. I always knew what goth was, and I always knew it was just like a subgenre of alternative, but it wasn't really my thing, like all the way though, like all the way to as far as to call myself a goth person. I've never, you know, it wasn't like that, but until, you know, I felt that deep wave of sadness, and I was just a gloomy ass bitch, I really was. And I started just listening to more goth, dark wave music. I started to really just wear I was wearing all black anyway, but it was a lot more like, you know, I would wear like a black cardigan and it would be like off the shoulder, and just like, you know, just I stopped like brushing my hair, and I would super arch my eyebrow, and, you know, my makeup started getting more paler. And that's the thing that I feel like people don't understand, is like I don't make myself a light-skinned woman. I like to look casket ready, and it's really just an alternative thing. I feel like most alternative people do that, but I do like to like bronze myself, if that makes sense. I guess you can say that was my introduction. My friend died, and I was really just a gloomy ass bitch, and I decided to just look into it. And I went as far as to really look into it, and, you know, gothic architecture, can't say that word, architecture, how that came to be, and like the Roman Catholic Church and all, you know, like all that stuff was just so, I was just very intrigued by it, and, you know, and come to find out, I loved it, I liked it, and, you know, still to this day, you know, I'm just a gloomy, poetic bitch. Did you grow up knowing other black people who shared your interests? I didn't, and still need friends like me. Aww. Not really. Maybe one or two other black people. I know I said this before on my channel. To be completely honest, I used to get not bullied, but like just made fun of, because like bullying, I would, you know, when I think of bullying, I think of like just like you're literally isolated, people like steal your lunch and like put you in a locker. Like, no, that like never happened to me, but definitely made fun of. Even like in high school, okay, let's say in high school, I remember when I like cut all my hair, which I was inspired by Khalees to do that. Before the Rihanna, it was Khalees, and I was so inspired by it, and then one day I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna, you know, I'm just gonna go for it. And I cut off all my hair in the back, and I had like just very long in the front, and I remember going to school the next day and everybody thought I was like psychotic, and then everybody started cutting their fucking hair. I think that's just like a problem in the black community where we can't really express ourselves how we want to. I'm pretty sure that there were a lot of other black kids who liked alternative music, or who wanted to, you know, wear shit from Hot Topic, but were too scared that they would get made fun of, so they just didn't. But I did have some friends in middle school. Our favorite bands were, we would listen to a lot of Evanescence. To have like a friend where it was just like I could be 100,000% myself, no, I've never had that. I probably just have one friend like that right now, where we literally listen to like the same thing. I mean, but you just learn how to be your own friend. I've always been kind of like a loner. I've always like wanted a lot of friends, and then I found myself when I was like a socialite, I was even lonelier than I was before, because you're like, these people aren't really your friends. They just want to be your friend because they think you're cool, or you think that they're cool. I didn't have a lot of friends that shared similar interests, but then I did, I guess. I don't know how to answer that. What advice would you give your younger self? That's a good question. How young are we talking? I would tell my younger self to just stop, like just relax, like just stop. Just chill the fuck out, just relax, like it's not the end of the world. Tell my younger self that there's nothing wrong with you. You are such a special, you're such a special little girl, and people just aren't ready. The world isn't ready for you yet, and that's okay. Keep continuing to build yourself and be your own best friend, and everything that has ever happened to you is not your fault. I used to blame myself for like so much shit that happened to me, especially when I was like a child, you know, because everyone who, besides my parents, everyone who was supposed to like take care of me didn't do a good job doing that. So I always thought, you know, everything was always my fault. I'm getting yelled at because of me, you know, I can't sit still because, you know, like I'm getting yelled at for everything. I'm getting, you know, people calling me ugly. They're saying, you know, they're making fun of my eyes, they're making fun of, you know, how I talk, and I would just thought I was just like this weirdo. That's not advice though. Advice wise, I would just tell myself to just stay focused, keep being you, don't change for anybody, stop letting people treat you like shit. Like, I need to respect myself if I want other people to respect me, and that, you know, I kind of had to learn that the hard way. I wish somebody would have told me that I'm not being stuck up, I'm not being pretentious, I'm not this pretentious person, I'm not like this snobby, bratty person just because I have high standards and I want to be treated with respect. But I had to learn to respect myself, and I need to stop, you know, substance abusing. I've tried everything you could ever think of, and if I didn't try it, it was probably laced with something that I was trying, and I didn't need to do all of that just to run away from my emotions. Like, I'm the type of person, I feel everything, and I'm just too human. I'm too human, and I feel everything. And I got to a point where it just got too much, and I didn't want to feel anything. So I just started to, you know, was addicted to Percocet. I was addicted to other things, and just to like not feel, because I was just an emotional wreck because I could not express myself. And now, you know, that I'm like literally 1,000%, I'm too sober right now. I'm so sober, I'm bored right now. No, but seriously, like, I used to just want to just run away from me, and I was running in the wrong direction. I needed to run to myself, and now I'm in a place where I'm getting to know me, and sometimes I think that I isolate myself too much, but now I realize that, like, I'm getting to know me with all like the friends and the family, and the, you know, I'm finally in solitude with myself, and I'm getting to know me, and I'm not in a rush to do or be anything. So yeah, my advice, that would be my advice to myself. That was like all over the place, but just to slow down and slow down, be you, take no shit, and be a good person, period. What's something you would have done in 2020 if COVID never happened? I definitely wanted to spend my birthday in Paris this year. You guys, I planned this summer to be like my bachelorette summer. I'm gonna get glammed, I'm just gonna go on dates, I'm gonna just be sipping margaritas on another nigga's credit card. Like, I am not gonna be in the house. Like, I'm not gonna be in the house. And bitch, I've been in the motherfucking house. So just like gonna just like have fun. I was just gonna have like a fun single girl, hot girl summer, like, but literally though. And can't do that. I probably would have been back and forth to LA probably like 5 times, which is probably good because I've saved so much money. So yeah, but nothing too exciting. I wasn't this year. I just really wanted to just grow my business and get back on my feet, and you know, just keep preparing for the future. I effing love you, by the way. Oh, I love you too. How do you balance business and personal life and love life? There is no balance. My life is work. My work is life. My career is my life, essentially. Personal life is my business life, which, I mean, I'm grateful for, but at the same time it's just a lot, especially because I am a very private person, and so when people, you know, ask me to do things that aren't very private, I'm very hesitant. But I don't know, I don't think I'll ever find that balance, especially with love life. Like, I'm just really at a point where I just don't care to be in love. I do get my moments where I like download Tinder for validation just to like, you know, if I'm like horny or something. But like, besides that, I'm not really interested in being in a relationship because I don't have time. And my brand is my relationship, essentially. Like, I care more about my career right now anyway than I do about anything else. I always had this saying, I'm gonna choose glam goth over you, I'm not scared to lose you. Like, you know, Future. That's kind of like where I've been at for the past couple years. Like, I'm choosing me, I'm choosing my work over everything. My brand is not going to betray me. My brand is not going to talk shit behind my back. It's not going to cheat on me. It's not going to treat me like shit. So I definitely want to bring my brand up before I even think about having some type of anything serious anyway. Like, that doesn't mean like I'm not, you know, down to get to know somebody or have fun, but like, I would love to just have some like a friends with benefits type thing. I know you're a Scorpio, but what's your B-day? My birthday is October 23rd, which is like crazy that I'm saying it because not that I hate birthdays, I just feel like there's a lot of pressure on birthdays to like, it has to be like this big fantastic day. And if it's not, you kind of just feel like the worst person. So I remember last year I just did not celebrate my birthday at all, and I had the best day. Like, I even went to work on that day. But for this year, maybe I'll vlog it. I wanna upgrade my car. I drive a 2015 Jeep Wrangler, and I want to get the newer version. I was gonna get it like a month ago, but I was like, let me just wait for my birthday as something to do. And then me and my assistant, well, first I'm gonna take her shopping. She doesn't know. I know I'm like taking her shopping on my birthday, but she just, you know, she's been working really hard. Well, we both have, but her especially. Like, I just want to just take her to like Sephora and just let her like buy whatever she wants. And then we're going to drive in at a vineyard to watch A Nightmare Before Christmas, which is one of my favorite movies. So yeah, so that's gonna be just a really chill birthday. I'm not really like I don't know, know, that's just not me. I don't like surprise birthdays unless it's like my closest friends. It's something very intimate, but I'm just not one of those people. What's your go-to horror film? Maybe Carrie or The Conjuring. Carrie, The Conjuring, Scream, and maybe House of a Thousand Corpses. I think, yeah. What type of girls do you like? Ooh. Is it wrong to say that I like girls like me? Like I like all, I guess maybe appearance wise, I like tattooed feminine girls, I guess. I don't know. I like villainous girls. I like girls who look like mean. I like girls who look like bitches. Yeah, but I don't really have a type with anything or anybody. I know with like men is kind of universal. I like the tall, dark, and handsome, but like I don't know, with girls I like hyper sexy, hyper feminine, tattooed girls. Yeah. But not to say that I would not date anybody who doesn't look like that. I've dated plenty of people in general who are not tattooed. So, yeah. You inspire me to be my own boss. Aw. Were you scared to start? If so, how did you get past it? I was scared to start. So I essentially have you guys to thank, because if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't want to make something that nobody wants to buy, right? But, you have to take calculated risk, like in life in general, you know, like, but it's like, it's so crazy. Like, life is a game, it's a gamble, you know. You gotta roll the dice. If, you know, who knows, you might make something that is a hit, or you might make something that nobody gives a fuck about. But you have to at least try, you know. You have to believe in yourself. Like, that's one thing. Like, when it comes to like my art and my creativity, especially in like the makeup world, like it would be different if I was selling like knitted fucking scarves. I don't know how to knit. I don't really care too much for scarves, you know what I mean? But when you are selling something that you are passionate about, essentially you're gonna do good. And then you have people who, you know, support you and wanna, you know, wear your products. Then yeah, you don't, you know, it's not really too much to worry about. But you just have to believe in yourself. You have to be your biggest supporter. You have to be your biggest cheerleader. When you make something, like when I make something and I put it on myself, like I remember with Nightmare lipstick, I don't wear black lipstick like that. I never really did. I always felt like it didn't really look good on me. But I think that just goes back into people saying, you know, black people can't be alternative and things like that. So I never really took that risk of like wearing black lipstick, because I was always just like, no, this is too much. But when I made it and I wore it, and I was just like, this is iconic. Like, this is, you know what I mean? Like, if I didn't feel that for myself, how can I expect other people to want to buy it? And how can I expect people to have that same feeling? I think it does help too that I am kind of like, you know, like a character. I'm kind of animated, but that's, you know, but that's just me. When I'm excited about something, I'm really excited about it. You've got to love it. Anything that you're selling, you've got to sell it like you fucking, like, you cannot live without this. Like, I cannot live without my glam. Like, I can't live without my lashes. I can't live without my wigs. I can't live without my lipstick. I can't live without my concealer. I cannot live without it. When you feel that way about anything that you're doing, I really truly feel like you will be successful. But you have to work hard. And when I say work, like, I also think too, people think that there is like the secret formula to success. There's only one formula, and that's survival. You know what I'm saying? Like, people who have their own business, if you don't think that they're not working hard as fuck 24/7, I don't know what to tell you. Like, from the minute I wake up to the minute I go to sleep, I am clocked in. Just now, I mean, yeah, granted, I didn't have a 9 to 5 in LA, but it wasn't until earlier this year where I was just like, I'm not doing this shit anymore. Like, I'm not working for anybody else but myself anymore. You're not going to be a success overnight. If you are, it's because you were already a success. People who have 1 million fucking followers, yeah, you're going to be a success. You have 1 million people to pitch to. But if you have, what, 500 followers, you don't have that much money, you don't really know what you want to do, you're not that good at making executive decisions, be smart about it. How far do you really think that you know what I mean? Like, and I'm just keeping it real. Like, granted, I didn't have a lot of followers and I didn't have a lot of money either, but I had the passion and I had the drive and I had the means and I had the potential. You need to think the same. You need to, when you make something, you got to think of it as like, this is $1 million product. What I'm making right now, when this shit finna hit the streets, like, people are gonna go crazy. You have to put that energy into the universe. And anytime I do anything, that's the energy that I have, because if not, then what am I doing this for? You know what I'm saying? What is this for? Woo! Who is your favorite old white guy and why is it me? Oh my god. How did that get in there? How do you get through creative blocks? When I'm having a creative block, it's because I'm trying to do something that maybe is not familiar to me, which happens pretty often, but I just take a break. Like, I instantly just like, okay, the vibe, the frequency, it's not matching up. That's just like how I am. That's how my mind works. I feel like everything is like on a, you know what I mean? Some days you're like this, some days you're like this, and some days, you know, you kind of want to strive to be, you know, on a nice little pitch. So if my brain is like this and I can't seem to focus, I'm like, okay, the vibes are off, the wavelengths are off. I can't seem to grasp what it is I'm trying to do or what it is I'm trying to create. Maybe I need to get re-inspired. I did actually hit a big creative block when I was making the Glamour Ween set, volume 1. I didn't know what I was gonna call it. I couldn't think of a name. I didn't know there's so many horror movies, I didn't know what to do. And I said, okay, let me start this process over and take it from a different approach. How can I, and this is just, you know, I'm just using this as an example. How can I do this in a way that's gonna be iconic, like timeless? Sometimes with creativity, it's not just about the flow. Especially when you're running a business, you have to look at all the different aspects. You've got to bring in the science. You've got to bring in the you know what I mean? Like, you have to, creativity is just not, it just doesn't end at creativity. Yeah, you can have all the talent and passion in the world, but if you don't back it up with what's another word besides science? If you don't back it up with organization and, you know, like the science of it, you got to really break it down, you know, and then by the time you know it, you formulated, it's like a fucking math problem. Like, you formulated your own thing to the point where, like, creativity doesn't even, you don't have to just rely on creativity. Fuck, I hope that makes sense. I hope this is making sense. Now I've got like this formula down, like with the new my new glitter set. It's like a 3 glitter set, 3 glitters, 1 lipstick, 2 lip liners. But I formulated it to a point where the creativity, it's just gonna flow right in. You don't even have to like rely on it anymore. So I hope that answered your question. I don't think that I did. I'll answer one more question. What motivates you to wake up and be a bad bitch every day? It's funny. Life, survival. I will say that I've been trying to wake up at 8 a.m. for the past month and a half, and it just has not been working. But yeah, survival and not letting you guys down, and I think about just how far I've come. Like when I wake up in my bed and I, like, you know, my 2 cats are sleeping right next to me, and my vanity is like in front of me, and then I look to my left and I see the trees, just like life itself, you know. Like there was a time where like I was sleeping in my mom's guest bedroom, or you know, I was waking up hungover. I had no idea how I got home, or I'm waking up on the bathroom floor, or I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like when I think about how far I've come to the point where like I'm awake, like I'm here, I'm alive, I shouldn't even be here with this, you know, all the crazy shit that I've put myself through. That in itself motivates me, because I don't ever want to go back to that. And then I get to wake up and not do whatever I want, but I make my own schedule, I make my own plan, like I plan my own day, I run my business, or if I want to take a day off, I take a day off. If I want to, you know what I'm saying, like if I want to watch a horror movie while I answer emails, I can do that. If I want to fucking smoke a blunt in my own apartment and fucking masturbate all day, I can do, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm successful because I inspire other people. Like when other people tell me that they're inspired by me and they don't even know me, they never met me, you know, just on, you know, just based on like, I get up and I do what I do, and I look and I say what I want to say, you know, and not because I'm trying to be like a gimmick, or I'm like this persona or anything like that. That to me is success to me, and I just want to keep that going. So definitely, you guys, like I would not be sitting here making this fucking 2-hour-long video about, you know, myself and having you guys ask me questions and shit like that if you guys did not ask for it. So I just want to just say thank you for just believing in me and seeing my potential, and you know, but essentially, like, I make product, yeah, I make shit for me, but I make it for us. Like when I make things, I'm just like, oh my god, they are gonna die, like they're gonna love this, you know what I'm saying? Like you guys are always in my hearts, and you're always in my, you know, my mind. There will never be a time where I don't wake up and I'm ungrateful, because not to say that I came from nothing, but I came from, you know, where I just had to constantly water myself down. I came from, you know, don't say that, don't do that, don't look like that, don't, you know what I'm saying, just being a young wide-eyed black girl from a fucking small town to, you know, working in New York and working in LA. And my past and my future is what wakes me up in the morning and says, bitch, it's time to get the fuck up, get some work done, and live your life. So hopefully that answers that question. I'm gonna end the video right here. I have to pee. I really hope you guys love this video. Whatever I didn't answer, guys, let me know. Maybe I'll do another one of these, or whatever, story time. I think next I will maybe at the end of the year I'll do my tattoo tag, because I want to get this done before Christmas. So you guys just have to wait. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.